Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. CEO Alex and I'm back with another weekly analysis. We are in the month of April and that means we should see some momentum in the markets. So we are going to just do some top-down analysis, some technical analysis. We're going to use the COT report, which is the commitment of traders, to see what the institutional banks are doing on their end and just to kind of get an overview of what this week will be. As you can see on my laptop screen right now, it is a Forex plan that I sent to my community Affluent Academy, just to give them an idea of what they should be doing on a daily or weekly basis to quit their jobs if they want to get out of the 9-to-5 race. So if you are interested in joining my Forex Signals group and to learn how to trade Forex, you can send me a message on Instagram and I will definitely respond. My Instagram handle is at Mr. CEO Alex, so you can definitely send me a message and I will definitely reach out to you. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to leave a like on this video if you learned something. So without further ado, cue my intro and let's just jump straight into the analysis. Alright, so the first pair or the first market we're going to be looking at is the dollar index, and as you can see, this is on the 4-hour time frame. We're seeing that the price is currently in a bullish trend. As you can see, I have some marks up, some trend lines on the chart at the moment. We can see where price is currently in this bullish momentum at the top here, and we also scroll in. We can see that the price created a head and shoulder pattern on the 4-hour time frame, which is this is the left side of the shoulder, this is the head pattern, and this is the right side of the shoulder, and it came all the way back down to here. So now that the head and shoulder pattern is completed, what are we looking for from the market in regards to the dollar? Well, let's take a look to see if what stage are we currently in. That's the first thing we're gonna ask ourselves. What stage are we in? Are we in a correction? Are we in an impulse? What are we in at the moment? Now if we look, remember we were in a uptrend, right? So we're seeing this downward movement at the moment, so we can actually use a channel right here to create like a channel somewhere right here. So we are seeing that price is currently in this down or descending channel right here, and if we grab our Fibonacci from the last low, which is the start of the impulse, to the high, we can see that price came back to the 0.786 extension on the Fibonacci and is respecting that area and then create this impulse. So we are looking and waiting to see a bullish pattern, maybe a W pattern forming on the 4-hour time frame to signify that this is a uptrend, right, on the dollar index. As we can see, that price is creating a higher low at the moment. We can see where this is the low and this is a high, and this is a higher low because this low is higher than this low, right? So we're currently seeing like a breakup structure, but we still need more confirmation because this high is still higher than this high, so we haven't broken this high as yet. So once we get a breakup structure, which is this high, to come up here and then retest to create another higher low, then it's potentially a bullish momentum for the dollar index. But at this time, we're seeing just a retracement on the dollar because currently, the dollar is gaining strength due to the economy. So we're seeing a bullish momentum. So after that impulse, we expect a correction, and the Fibonacci is showing that the correction is currently ending. So for this week, I'm expecting for the dollar to continue to rise, maybe to $94. So if we pull the Fibonacci once more from the high to the low and we release it, we can see that the -27 extension is coming up around $94 right here. right? And remember, the banks like to trade at round numbers, so around $94 would be the next take profit if this market continues in a bullish momentum there. Now to the pound yen, we can see that the pound yen is very strong. Well, the pound is very strong to the yen. As you can see, we have this strong bullish impulse momentum, just keep going and going. This is a period that we haven't traded for like around a month or two now in my group, because we are just currently waiting for a break of structure, for price to create a higher low to sell off. Because if we go back on the weekly time frame, if we go to the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that this massive impulse after the W pattern was formed. Everyone in my group knows that we love to trade the second leg of the W. So we can see the W pattern right here, and this right here is the second leg of the W, because it's the strongest leg of the W pattern. So we can see that this massive impulse started, right? And we can see that price was overbought around 77 on the weekly time frame for the pound yen, the GBP JPY. So what we're looking for now is a correction to around the neckline of the W, which is around 140. As you can see, we got this massive bearish engulfing candlestick. We are also seeing a M pattern forming right here, an overextended M pattern forming on the weekly time frame. So we are expecting for the pound yen to come down just a little bit more to around the last high, which is right here, which is the B pattern, so we can get some correction to the downside. So this is a good pip, this is a good risk to reward catch. Let me just pull my Fibonacci to see where the market would possibly end. All right, so if I pull it from the last low to the last high and release it, the golden ratio, which is the 0.618 or the 61.8 extension on the Fibonacci, we can see that price is lining up exactly to the last high on the Fibonacci, on the last high right here. So we can see where price is currently matching up. So yeah, perfect. And this is let's see how many pips this would be. This would be around 700 pips, so that's a good risk to reward ratio. So my students this week will be looking to get a good entry. If we know that price would actually try to make a correction this week and then continue on the downside, it's either the pound is weakening or GBP is gaining strength, and we're gonna see more GBP pairs going on the downside. The GBP is actually gaining some momentum because the GBP is a safe haven, just like the dollar and gold. So we're seeing this momentum. So on the we are expecting for price to come back around 143 to continue to the upside. So yeah, so that's GBP JPY. So yeah, our forecast for this week is to get a continuation to the downside for around 143. In my last weekly analysis, I did explain that I'm looking to sell GBP JPY, and as you can see, it's currently going the direction that I predicted. With the Euro JPY, we can see that price is also creating a double top pattern right here. We can see that price created a double pattern on the weekly time frame, and that means that it is currently creating a M pattern to come back down to the last neckline, which is there. So this is also a good trade for this week. We should expect a correction to this area around 127,500. So 127,500 would be a good place to put our take profit for this pair. Let me just grab my Fibonacci and see if it's currently lining up with that area as well. Yes, so price is currently respecting that area around 127,300, but our take profit will be around 127,500, just to give us breathing space, not to be greedy, just to get enough pips. That is also let's see how much pips that would be. That would be around 283 pips. So that's a good risk to reward also. Let's go to the USD JPY. As you can see, the USD JPY was currently in a bullish momentum. We can see where the pair also created a W pattern, broke the trend line, the weekly trend line, and then retested the area, and then it went all the way up. Now we are expecting for a correction on the weekly time frame, and as we can see, we started to get a bearish engulfing candle right there. So we are expecting for price to come back down at least to around 107 250 area. So yeah, we are looking for a correction on the USD JPY as well. So with this pair, I think on the 4-hour time frame we're seeing some consolidation, yes, because the US dollar is gaining momentum and the yen is gaining momentum. So we have to be careful with the US JPY as well for this one. Also this week we are getting a lot of US news this week. So it is something that we should be looking out for to avoid getting stopped out. We should, wait for the news to come out, and then we can enter our trade. We're seeing some GBP news on Monday. We're seeing US news on Monday as well. We're seeing news on Tuesday for USD and GBP. So we have to be careful with this pair. But as you can see, price was in an uptrend, failed to create a higher high, broke this, consolidated on this support area, broke, retest, and so we are expecting for a downtrend with this pair as well. So if we pull our Fibonacci from from the last high, which is here, to this low, we can see that price respected the 61.8 area on the Fibonacci right here. Right there you go, golden ratio. So we had a break, consolidation, we had a broke of the structure, and a retest to confirm this support as resistance. So the take profit for this pair would be around 108,500 or 108,571, just to give yourself a little more room. So 108,500 would be the take profit area for this pair for us in the affluent group. So we are just waiting for a confirmation. As you can see, we already got the bearish engulfing candlestick and a doji. So we are just expecting for price to continue to the downside. So yes, that is a good pair to trade as well. So I can put it there. Here you go. There you go. Perfect. All right, let's go to AJ. Now AJ is a very stubborn pair. My last analysis, I told you guys that I was looking for a sell in AJ. Currently we are in profit for AJ. Our entry point was around 84, so we're just shy of around 48 pips in profit for this pair. We had a lot of false breakout above 84. We had a lot of false breakout around 84. Price tried to push higher to complete the week, but then we're finally getting a bearish engulfing candlestick or a bearish candlestick. So now we should expect a correction to the downside. This is one of the pairs also that did a W pattern, and once we get a W, we know that price always come back down to the neckline, which is around 78. If we pull our Fibonacci from the last low or the start of the impulse to the high, we can see that price is respecting the zone of around 78 would be the take profit for AJ for this week, moving on to basically the end of April. So we should see a massive correction to the downside for the month of April. So this is also a good pair that we can actually trade. How many pips this would be? Let's see. This is around 550 pips, so that's a good also risk to reward. We would enter a sell position at the start of the week. Stop loss would be above the last high, which is right here, and our take profit target would be around 78, or just give yourself a little bit more room. So that's a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. Stop loss would be above the last high right there. Perfect. 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. And if we look, we can see that we have a wick right here. So that was just a correction, a break and retest. So for this week, we are expecting for the next candlestick to fill this wick to the downside. So that's how, that's how the candles are. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see that we had a break of 84 and now we're just getting a retest. So yeah, that's a good setup as well. Let's go to AUDUSD. Very complex pair. We're currently in a consolidation or a range right here, so not really interested in this pair. But yeah, not really interested in that pair. EURUSD, we're looking for a sell in EURUSD for this week. To the downside, we can see that price is currently in this ascendant channel, and we had so let me show you guys. We had a massive drop, that we had a retest to the last low, and then we had a double top, and then we got a correction and a massive drop to the downside. I drew my trend line here because this was one touch, and then price came back up again and then broke, and then we're seeing a retest of this trend line here. So if we look, we can see that price actually broke the trend line here, and then retest the area. So we are expecting for a sell to around 16,250, around that area, because what we would do is to grab the Fibonacci from this high, the last high, to the low, and as you can see, price came just shy above the 0.786 extension, and then so we're just expecting for price to come around 16,500 area. So yes, if we pull it from the double top, that would be perfect. Yes, so the double top, I'm gonna pull it from the double top to the low, right? And then we would see that price came to 0.786, which is right here. And then we're just expecting for the market to come to the negative 27 extension, which is around 1.16250. GBP JPY currently in a downtrend. Price already broke the area, so we can see that price is currently in right there. We can see just a retest area of a support right there around 1.37. So once we get a break below 1.37, then we can initiate a sell. For gold, we can see that gold created a double bottom right here, and price went all the way up to around 1750. Failed to stay above 1750 and broke below. Tried to grab some liquidity right there. So what I'm looking for this week to see if price breaks and continue on the upside. If not, then we are expecting for a rejection to go on the downside. So potentially a head and shoulder pattern for gold. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for gold this week. For EURUSD, we can see this massive impulse right here. We can see this massive impulse, and after an impulse, that a correction phase have to come forward. So if we grab it from the start of the impulse, which is right here, to the ending point of that impulse, which is there, we can see that around 0.618, the 61.8 extension, which is around 1.48550, which is a key area, because this was the last low. This was the neckline of the W. We can see consolidation there. So this is a major key area for EURUSD. So I'm expecting for price to break this area, come back down, and then touch this area to potentially continue on the upside. Yeah, so EURUSD is a good pair to catch just around, let's see how many pips that would be. Not bad, 50 pips, not bad. But for me, I would wait for price to come here and then create a W pattern or some sort of bullish momentum to continue on the upside to around 1.51 for EURUSD. So that's what I would do for EURUSD. Last but not least is the Euro Swiss franc told you guys I was looking for a sell on EURUSD, and it created this massive bearish engulfing candlestick. Price broke my area. I think we wanted to trade the pair around 93, and because we got 2 doji, but price broke above that area, went all the way to around 94,500, and then it just crumbled. So we got a good pips of USD CHF this last week, so that was a good trade, and now we're just waiting to see what the market is gonna do. All right, so let's just quickly go to the COT report to see what the banks and institutional traders are doing. So for the US dollar index, we can see where, let's see. All right, so we're seeing where a lot of shorts are closing and longs are opening for the US dollar. So for this week, we are expecting, like I said, we are expecting for price to continue on the upside. We are expecting for a break of this channel and then continue to the upside. So the US dollar should be gaining some momentum. Shorts are closing, so we should be gaining some momentum for that. For the British, we're seeing a lot of shorts adding and a lot of longs are closing, so we're seeing some shorts adding to the GBP. So as you can see, a lot of the GBP pairs are losing momentum. We see GBP losing momentum there, GBP losing momentum there, GBP losing momentum there. So more shorts are adding and more longs are closing. For the yen, we can see around 4,000 shorts added, but around 4,000 shorts are closing as well. We can see 5,000 longs added there, 3,000 longs added there, but we're seeing this massive 10,000 longs closing from the institutional traders, the banks. So we have to be careful when we're trading the yen pairs for this week. Let's go to let's see the euro dollar. The euro, we're seeing longs are closing and shorts are adding, so we have to be careful with that as well. Did I look at EURUSD? Oh yeah, we're seeing some shorts adding. So yeah, so exactly, it's lining up there. So let's go to gold, which is the last one. Gold right here. All right, perfect. Gold, we're seeing a lot of shorts. We're seeing 17,000 shorts added by the swap dealers. We're seeing 5,000. We're seeing 1,000 shorts added there. We're seeing 5,000 shorts added there. But we got around 14,000 close of shorts, and we're seeing some longs being added as well. We're seeing longs added. So overall, I do think that gold is gonna be bullish, because once the stimulus package is approved and it starts distributing, that's gonna be a lot of inflation in the market for the dollar. And I do believe that once that is done, I believe that gold will actually rise to the upside. So it is something that we're looking out for. Also on the weekly time frame, we can see that not weekly time frame, I think it was a daily time frame. Yes, we're seeing that gold created this double bottom pattern, which is the W pattern, and I just explained to you guys that the W pattern is one of the strongest bullish patterns. So let's just see what this week does. Maybe we will get a close to around 1725. We would see the next candlestick fill this area to around 1725, and then a continuation to the upside. Who knows? We just have to react and not predict. Alright guys, so there you have it for this week analysis. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to turn on notification on the channel so that you don't miss any one of my videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Mr. CEO Alex, and shoot me a DM if you would like to join my Telegram group. That's it for this week guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.